Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Quantum Leap safety training module on workplace fall from height safety awareness. It's great to have you here and taking part in this important session. By raising awareness, we can better recognise the signs of unsafe conditions and areas and other challenges, while also learning how to prevent them and support one another. During this module, we will explore the common issues employees face, the role of leadership and peer support, and the practical steps both employers and staff can take to create a healthier, safer, and more resilient workplace. Thank you for committing your time to this training. Your participation is a step towards building a workplace where well-being is valued, support is available, and everyone has the chance to thrive. Did you know that falls from height are one of the leading causes of workplace fatalities across the UK and Europe? In Britain alone, more than 35 workers lose their lives each year due to falls from height. That's around 1 in every 4 fatal workplace accidents. Across the European Union, almost 23% of all fatal work-related incidents are the result of slips, trips, or falls. Even a short drop, less than 2 meters, can cause serious injury, broken bones, or permanent disability. Many of these accidents happen during everyday tasks like climbing ladders, working on scaffolds, or loading vehicles. The good news is that every one of these incidents is preventable. With proper planning, inspection, and training, we can eliminate fall risks and protect lives. So remember, check your equipment, secure your work area, and never take shortcuts. Because every step matters, and everyone deserves to go home safely at the end of the day. Understanding fall risks is therefore not just about meeting compliance requirements. It's about protecting lives and fostering a culture of awareness and prevention. By identifying where fall hazards exist and applying the correct control measures, most of these incidents can be prevented entirely. Let's now explore why understanding fall hazards and adopting safe work practices is essential for preventing injuries and ensuring that everyone returns home safely at the end of the day. Understanding falls from height definition in context. A fall from height occurs when a person unintentionally descends from one level to another, regardless of the distance fallen. The defining feature of a fall from height is the loss of balance, stability, or support, resulting in an uncontrolled movement downwards. Importantly, under most safety laws, a height is considered any place where a person could be injured by falling, not only from roofs or tall structures, but from any elevation difference, however small. Falls from height can occur in a wide range of settings and circumstances, often when people least expect it. Typical examples include ladders and step ladders, losing footing while climbing, overreaching, or working with unstable placement. Scaffolds and mobile towers, misuse, poor assembly, or missing guardrails. Roofs and elevated platforms, unprotected edges, fragile materials, or adverse weather conditions such as wind or rain. Vehicles and trailers, climbing onto lorry beds, tankers, or loading platforms without secure footing or fall protection. Loading bays and mezzanines, falls from open edges or during manual handling operations near drop zones. Ground level openings falling into pits, inspection chambers, service shafts, or unprotected excavations. A fall from height does not need to involve a long drop to cause serious harm. Many life-changing injuries, including fractures, spinal trauma, and head injuries, have occurred from falls of less than 2 meters. The severity of injury depends on several factors, such as the height, the nature of the landing surface, body position during impact, and the presence or absence of protective barriers or equipment. These incidents often happen during routine or short-duration tasks, such as retrieving tools, cleaning, replacing parts, or conducting quick inspections. Because such tasks appear low risk, workers may bypass safe systems or underestimate the hazard. This complacency is one of the leading behavioural causes of fall-related incidents. In essence, any task performed above ground level or near an opening must be treated as work at height. The goal is not simply to prevent high falls, but to eliminate the potential for any unplanned descent that could result in injury. Key message: a fall from height can occur anywhere, on a roof, a ladder, a vehicle, or even at ground level. The focus of fall protection is not how far a person might fall, but whether there is a possibility of falling at all. Recognizing this distinction is fundamental to preventing injuries and ensuring compliance with UK safety law. Most falls occur due to unsafe practices, lack of proper equipment, or complacency during routine tasks. Contributing factors include working without adequate edge protection, or fall arrest systems using ladders or platforms incorrectly or without stability. Poor housekeeping leads to slips and trips near the edge. Rushing to complete tasks without following safe procedures. Working at height occurs in many forms and across nearly every industry. Whether the task lasts a few minutes or several hours, the potential for a fall exists whenever a person's feet leave the ground or they work near an unprotected edge. Understanding where these hazards arise is crucial to effective risk prevention. Typical scenarios and associated risks. Roof access and maintenance work. Roof work presents one of the highest risks due to uneven surfaces, fragile materials, unprotected edges, and changing weather conditions. Tasks such as cleaning gutters, installing vents, or repairing leaks often lead to falls when workers overreach or fail to use proper access equipment. Use of elevated work platforms. Mobile and fixed access equipment introduce hazards such as equipment instability, incorrect setup, and lack of guardrails. Sudden movements, uneven ground, or improper restraint use can cause operators to lose their balance or be ejected. Regular inspection, competent operation, and correct harness use are essential. Loading bays, docks, and vehicle access points. Falls often occur while loading or unloading goods, climbing onto trailers, or accessing elevated platforms without guardrails. Poor lighting, uneven surfaces, or a lack of designated walkways increase the likelihood of slips or falls from vehicle, decks, and loading areas. Ladder use for inspection or light tasks. Ladders are a common cause of fall-related injuries. They are frequently misused, placed on unstable ground, or used for tasks for which they are not intended. Overreaching, carrying tools while climbing, and failing to maintain 3 points of contact are typical contributing factors. Working near open excavations, maintenance pits, and manholes poses a high risk of falls at ground level. The danger increases where edges are poorly marked, unguarded, or obscured by debris. Barriers, edge protection, and clear signage must always be in place before work begins. Preventing falls from height relies on applying a structured approach known as the hierarchy of control. This method ensures that the most effective measures are considered first, reducing reliance on personal protective equipment as a last line of defense. Elimination. Avoid work at height where possible. The most effective form of control is to remove the hazard entirely. If a task can be completed from ground level, the risk of falling is removed. Examples: using extendable tools or remote systems for cleaning, painting, or inspection. Designing plant and machinery so that maintenance can be done from ground level. Relocating controls or components to accessible heights. When complete elimination is not feasible, aim to reduce the exposure to height by substituting. This may involve using lower-level access where possible, redesigning work methods to limit time spent at height. Substitution reduces risk by minimizing both frequency and duration of work in elevated areas. Example: modify the process to minimize time spent at height. When complete elimination is not feasible, aim to reduce the exposure to height by substituting. This may involve using lower-level access where possible, redesigning work methods to limit time spent at height. Substitution reduces risk by minimizing both frequency and duration of work in elevated areas. Example: modify the process to minimize time spent at height. Engineering controls are physical safety measures designed to separate people from the fall hazard. These are collective systems that protect everyone working in the area. without the need for individual decision-making or specialised equipment. They form a vital part of fall prevention planning and should always be considered before resorting to personal protective equipment. Examples: installing roof edge guardrails instead of relying on harnesses for repair work. When physical protection cannot fully eliminate risk, management measures must reinforce safety by implementing administrative controls. These controls rely on planning, training, and supervision. They include permit-to-work systems for high-risk tasks, scheduling work to avoid adverse weather or fatigue, clear safety signage and exclusion zones, competence training and continuous supervision. While administrative measures do not remove the hazard, they help ensure that all other controls are effectively applied. When physical protection cannot fully eliminate risk, management measures must reinforce safety by implementing administrative controls. These controls rely on planning, training, and supervision. They include permit-to-work systems for high-risk tasks, scheduling work to avoid adverse weather or fatigue, clear safety signage and exclusion zones, competence training and continuous supervision. While administrative measures do not remove the hazard, they help ensure that all other controls are effectively applied. Personal protective equipment, PPE. Last line of defense PPE provides individual protection only when higher level measures cannot fully control the risk. It includes full body harnesses, energy absorbing lanyards, and retractable lifelines. Secure anchor points rated for fall arrest. Properly fitted helmets with chin straps. Workers must be trained in correct fitting, inspection, and use. PPE should never replace safer alternatives and must always be used in conjunction with other controls. Working safely at height requires not only proper equipment and planning, but also consistent attention to safe behaviour and awareness. Even with strong engineering and administrative controls in place, unsafe practices can quickly undermine all preventive measures. Every job involving height must begin with a thorough risk assessment. This involves identifying the potential hazards, evaluating who may be affected, and determining appropriate control measures. Establish a rescue plan before starting work. Ensure communication systems are in place for emergencies. Provide first aid training and have accessible equipment. All ladders, harnesses, platforms, and mechanical lifts must be inspected thoroughly before each use. This is not a formality. It is a critical step in ensuring both personal safety and compliance with legal requirements. Every piece of access or full protection equipment is subject to wear, damage, or deterioration through regular use, environmental exposure, or improper storage. During each pre-use inspection, the worker or competent person must visually and physically check for any signs of defect or weakness that could compromise safety. This includes structural integrity. Examine all components for cracks, bends, corrosion, or deformation. For ladders, check rungs, stiles, and feet. For harnesses, inspect webbing for cuts, fraying, burns, or UV damage. Locking mechanisms. Confirm that all locks, catches, and hinges operate smoothly and secure firmly. Ladder locking devices must engage correctly and not slip under weight. Anchorage points. Verify that fixed and temporary anchor points are properly rated, free from damage, and securely attached to the supporting structure. Never assume an anchor point is safe without certification or verification. Stability and level ground. Ensure that all equipment is placed on firm, level, and non-slippery surfaces. Mechanical lifts should have outriggers fully deployed and stabilizers locked before operation. Moving parts and controls on powered lifts or hoists. Test operational controls, safety interlocks, and emergency stop buttons. Check hydraulic or pneumatic lines for leaks or wear. Identification and certification. Confirm that equipment bears a valid inspection tag, serial number or test date label, showing it is within the required inspection period as defined by manufacturer guidance or company policy. If any defect, abnormality, or missing component is identified, the equipment must be immediately withdrawn from service, clearly labelled as unsafe, and reported to a supervisor or safety representative for further assessment. Pre-use inspection should never be rushed or skipped, even for short tasks. Many serious falls occur due to overlooked defects, such as worn harness stitching, missing ladder feet, or loose platform fastenings that could have been detected through a simple visual check. Key message: inspection before use is a vital habit, not an optional procedure. Every worker who uses fall protection or access equipment shares responsibility for ensuring it is safe, serviceable, and properly maintained before trusting it with their life. Reporting unsafe equipment, damaged guardrails, missing signage, or unsafe working practices is an essential part of maintaining a safe and compliant workplace. When workers raise concerns promptly, supervisors and safety personnel can take immediate corrective action, such as isolating faulty equipment, repairing damaged barriers, or halting unsafe operations before harm occurs. Early reporting not only prevents potential incidents, but also demonstrates a commitment to collective safety. It encourages open communication, accountability, and shared responsibility between workers and management. This proactive approach helps identify hazards before they escalate, ensuring that risks are controlled and lessons are learned across the workforce. A strong reporting culture is the foundation of proactive safety management. It transforms safety from a rule-based obligation into a team-driven value where everyone contributes to preventing accidents and maintaining safe working conditions. The key message of this training remains: speak up early, act responsibly, and never ignore unsafe conditions. Reporting hazards immediately protects not only yourself, but everyone on site. Every workplace presents potential fall hazards, regardless of size, environment, or type of work. The key to preventing incidents lies in identifying and assessing these risks before any task begins. A strong fall prevention strategy is founded on careful planning, robust, safe systems of work, and consistent supervision throughout every stage of an activity. When safety is prioritized and everyone accepts personal responsibility, the likelihood of a fall is significantly reduced. This approach ensures that every individual goes home safe and well at the end of the working day. Thank you for your attention and participation in this session. If you have any questions, concerns, or wish to discuss this topic further, please contact your line manager or QSHE specialist. Stay alert, work safely, and have a productive and safe day ahead.